Hello friends, welcome to Awdhesh Academy. Friends, in the year 2021 ethics paper, a very unique question was asked, and this was about how to use innovation creativity in solving the ethical dilemma. So, let's read the question. Besides domain knowledge, a public official needs innovativeness and creativity of a high order as well while resolving ethical dilemmas. Discuss with suitable example. Now, this is a very interesting question because generally we don't imagine that even to use these ethical dilemma principles, we require some sort of innovation or creativity. But the reality is that every situation is different, and indeed, sometimes we have to be very creative to do our job as an ethical officer. Now let's write the answer of this question. The first part of the question is about domain knowledge. The second part of the question is about the role of innovativeness and creativity in resolving the ethical dilemma. And in the third part of the question, we have to give some examples also. So all the three components we have to cover in our answer. So friends, let's write the answers. Now, public servants are involved in performing various types of functions like maintenance of law and order, tax collection, adjudication, drafting laws and rules, providing services like education, healthcare, and implementing social welfare schemes. There is no doubt that all these functions require domain knowledge. If you don't have domain knowledge, you can't be efficient and you can't be effective. For example, a tax officer must know the tax laws very well, and a police officer must have a deeper understanding of the criminal law. But friends, even if you have all the domain knowledge, that will not be helpful in doing your work in an ethical manner, because often there are many external factors which we have to tackle while discharging our duty. So mere domain knowledge is not sufficient to resolve the dilemma, because every situation is unique when we are discharging our duties as a public servant. And therefore, when we face a challenge, when we face external pressures, then we must be very creative in resolving those types of dilemmas. Now let's take an example. This is the time of pandemic. Like COVID-19 is on peak, the second wave is on, and you know that there has been an acute shortage of oxygen and beds in the government hospital. And imagine that you are the hospital in charge and the minister asks you to reserve many beds and oxygen cylinders for his friends and relatives, because he wants to keep it so that if they fall sick, they can immediately get admitted and they get all the supplies. Now, if you say no to the minister, you may face problem, you can be transferred. So what you do, that you use your innovation and creativity. So instead of saying no to the minister, you tip off the media, and the media runs a story about the empty beds and the condition of the poor COVID patient in the city. So media will highlight that there are so many beds empty, and that way what happens that this will become a news. And once it becomes a news, it will put public pressure on the minister, who will then ask the hospital management to allot the beds and the oxygen cylinders to the needy patients. So in this way, you have not said no directly to the minister, but nevertheless, you got the work done. And so this is one way of getting the work done in an ethical manner. Otherwise, if you would have followed the advice of minister, this would have been unethical. And at the same time, if you would have said no also to the minister, then perhaps you could have been transferred, or maybe you could have faced some problem. But by using the innovation and creativity, you could get the work done without denying the minister. So in this way, we can write the answer of this question. Thank you very much.